This is Mick Elliott from Electronic Specifier at Embedded World. I'm with Nemanja Jokanovic, who is the VP and General Manager of Breadboard. And Breadboard has developed a streamlined process which effectively manages bill of materials. Nemanja, can you talk us through it, please?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Absolutely. Breadboard was developed to fill the gap between really a manual process of how EMS organizations quote and how the whole process really, today I think it has evolved a lot, but if you go back 5 to 10 years, everything was managed out of a spreadsheet. And it took days to sometimes weeks to really return a quote back to an OEM partner. And as kind of the evolution of API technology has evolved, obviously, so has the need to speed up the process of quoting. And this is really where Breadboard comes in. We developed a process, a very streamlined process to help our EMS partners completely streamline their quoting through our platform. Right? Very intuitively, very easy to use, and extremely fast, reducing quoting time to as much as 90%. From basically going from days of quoting to minutes.
And that covers every type of component that the EMS company would need to deliver a product to their customer?
I would say at least 80%. Obviously, as you get more into like a mill aero, right? There's some custom needs, some modifications. But when it comes to core printed circuit board assembly or even a cable assembly, running a bill of material to our tool could pretty much quote out at least 80 to 90% of your bill of material, and then that gap that has maybe 10 or 20% of the bill of material left is also sped up through a couple of workflows we created. With the click of a button, you can request an RFQ from a distributor and receive a feedback, and then through our AI technology, import their response onto the project within a minute.
Okay. Your key customers are EMS companies?
Yeah, absolutely. We work with some of the most sophisticated EMS partners in the Bay Area, but really all over the U.S. And now we're really, being here at Embedded World is a really good opportunity, as our vision and mission is to start expanding globally. So we're going to be starting to spread a little bit into EMEA market as well as APAC and Israel.
How do you work with the EMS company for them to use your tool? How does that?
Yeah, the onboarding process to Breadboard really is sitting down, evaluating kind of how they do their quoting today, what that buying process looks like, who their top suppliers are, and really within a week or two we can evaluate what the improvement in their process could be, and this is really where we run a detailed ROI analysis of their process, what that looks like today, what that looks like potentially with Breadboard. We typically allow our partners to come onto the platform, evaluate, play with it for a week or two, and then one of our core values really is being extremely easy to use. So the entire onboarding process to Breadboard, they could be up and running as fast as a week or two, and start winning more business by using our tool. What we've seen is, and we run a lot of case studies with companies, typically in the first 2 months after adopting Breadboard, and what we've seen is about 15% increase in booking rate off the bat. So some of our customers have reported that they've had record-breaking months in booking net new business after adopting Breadboard.
Okay. Is it a relatively intuitive process to use?
That is really our differentiator. You have legacy tools out there today that have been around for a while, and we really were excited to see where those gaps are, and one of the core values was really to speed up that process, make it intuitive, make it the user interface, make it very easy to use. For somebody who has dealt with spreadsheets for most of their career, they can very much so now get used to the new process extremely rapidly.
Okay, and you support customers through the early stages of the process, so they're comfortable with what they're doing?
Absolutely, great question. Another thing, one of the things we've seen, and we actually measured that our average response time to a customer inquiry or a question is about 45 seconds. And when they come to us on the website, or it goes directly to a person, to their customer success manager. And yes, so training the team. We have weekly calls with every single of our customers. We come spend time with them on site, needed be. If they need us, we're pretty much in a session meeting with them within 10 minutes. So that training process, onboarding process is very proficient, streamlined, but we also try to be very rapid when it comes to responding and teaching and training our customers how to use the tool.
So you mentioned you're working with EMS companies in North America, but you're bringing it to Europe. How quickly do you hope to roll it out across the global stage?
Yesterday, right? We're already in talks with a couple of bigger companies here in Europe. We have conversations from particularly a couple of really interesting players in the UK, Italy. We're going to start spreading into DACH region as well. But we're hoping to have a couple of customers in the next couple of months in Europe as well.
I guess some of the EMS companies you're working with are global in themselves. Do you profile your process for each individual facility that they run, or could it be an umbrella for the whole company?
Both are possible, depending on how a company wants to be structured. About 40% of our customers in the U.S. are mil-aero. For some reason, Breadboard has really picked up a lot of adoption in Department of Defense, and we developed processes to be compliant with a lot of government regulations, and some of those companies happen to also have international facilities. So there's a little bit of a difference in process how we manage their sites within the United States, or some manufacturing facilities that are out of the U.S. But depending on how they want to be set up, how they want to be structured, our team can set them up on different instances of Breadboard, whether it be a kind of government instance or it be a commercial version. But that's an example. Yeah.
Okay. Nemanja Jokanovic, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.